So I want to welcome you to our first ever Bobelo Carbonation cast. I'm excited to talk about some stuff today. Chandler, what are we talking about today?
Yeah, so we're doing lots of energy stuff. So we have our 2 energy flavors that came out pretty recently and talked about why we chose the natural caffeine that we did from guarana, why we chose the flavors we did, why Bobelo works so well as an energy drink, all that sort of stuff. Everything Bobelo energy.
So excited. And just to remind you, get your 20% off. If you just go to the link below, there'll be a coupon code there. And please make some comments. Tell us your favorite energy flavor. Tell us what kind of flavors you want to see in the future or other things that you're excited about in the energy realm. We want to hear it because we care about what you think. Thanks, and have a great day.
First Bobelo podcast.
Yes. It's exciting.
Yeah. So Chandler War, I'm here doing the product development sort of stuff. Came on a long time ago, 3 years ago almost, it seems like. And it was just over 3 years ago. Initially doing a bunch of chemistry stuff, and now I do flavor stuff, and now I do Amazon stuff, and any other stuff that we need to. But that's how a startup works. That's kind of what we do.
Yeah, it's always fun to be wearing 5,000 hats at a time and be like, I didn't get anything done, but yeah, you really did. It's just a lot of stuff.
Just how many fires you put out that day.
That's what it is. How many fires you put out that day. Yeah. I'm Stephen Colvin, CEO and founder of Bobelo, and I'm about the same as Chandler. There's not much I don't put my hands into, and just get done what you have to get done every single day, whatever it takes, whether it's finance, accounting, or building new products or marketing, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You just make it happen. But here today, I think we're going to talk a little bit about products.
Yeah, so energy in particular. So why?
I'm super excited about that.
Yeah, so our first 4 flavors, peach mango and black cherry are energy flavors. But our first 4 flavors were an immune and a stress line. Nothing to do with energy, but we were always, from the beginning, we were trying to get some kind of energy something out there.
Americans need energy.
Yeah, where do you think the push was for that? So, Bobelo's unique, and then it's got the carbonation aspect to it. We chose to not put sugar in, so we use stevia in. We can talk about that some other time. But, why do you think Bobelo works so well in an energy category or as an energy drink?
I think maybe a quick story about why I wanted to do energy in the first place is there was so many people that told me about bad experiences that they had with energy or their kids. Even the story, I can't remember who told us, you might have been there or not, but the story of the dad who had a daughter who was a track star, and she went and drank 3 Red Bulls before a meet, and she had a heart attack and died from it. And I was like, what the heck is wrong with these energy companies that are creating products that are so dangerous and so unhealthy? There's nothing inherently wrong with energy, but it's the problem is that they're not doing things that allow people to be safe. And the chemicals they put in, the other stuff they put in, that was kind of that first foray to, hey, we can do this better. Like, we can make something that actually does give people the energy they need without being dangerous, without being bad for you, which you'd think that logically people would make companies that are good for people, but not necessarily the case.
Yeah, I haven't traditionally used energy drinks. Recently I have been more so because I'm putting in some crazy hours, but traditionally I've used caffeine just in your Dr. Pepper, Coke, that sort of stuff. So it's like a 30 to 60 milligrams of caffeine, just anhydrous caffeine. There's nothing special about it. No natural caffeine, nothing like that. That's been most of my experience with energy. But then in developing, then there's energy flavors. We went out and got a bunch of different energy drinks, and did a bunch of research into do an anhydrous version, which is just the strict chemical, normal lab grade stuff. Or there's natural energy, and then you can get natural energy from generally, from our research, it's green tea, coffee, and guarana are your 3 options.
Yerba, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So there's some other
teas,
lesser knowns and teas and stuff that also have caffeine in there.
But they taste terrible.
Yeah, and then and most energy drinks have. If you did a blind taste test between a pick your soda and an energy drink, you will always pick out the energy drink because it's always got some funky taste to it.
A little metallic-y aftertaste.
Yeah. So we decided after doing our research to stick away from the anhydrous kind of chemical lab grade caffeine and go with the natural guarana. And now I know that it's called guarana and not guarana because of Steven.
You pronounce that all the time. It was so fun.
Yeah, now
everywhere we went, it was the same thing.
Yeah, now it's guarana, but it is guarana, not guarana.
Guarana.
But I know that now.
Which is like bat guano almost, but that's definitely not what it is. I think what pushed too, as I'm thinking about this, like I have a little bit of a heart condition. There's a lot of people have that, lots of heart conditions they don't even know about. Yeah. And the thing that's coming out is that energy drinks are causing people to find out they have these heart conditions in the worst way possible. And energy drinks, I love having a little bit of energy, but Guaraná is so awesome because it doesn't cause that like spiky, jittery crash and everything else that you deal with when you're drinking all those fake energy drinks. And that's such a nice feeling to be like, hey, I feel really focused, but I'm not, like, my heart's not going to beat through the roof, and I'm not going to also check my watch and be like, crap, I'm having a heart attack because I'm drinking such garbage. So Guaraná is really the flavor issue. I mean, you could speak to that more. That was a little hard to overcome because it's so natural. Yeah. It's like an earthy type taste. But once you realize that, hey, this is way better for me, I think that was kind of the reason that we started pushing towards that direction.
Mm-hmm. Well, now that I've been a little more involved in the energy drink side of things, so trying different energy drinks out and different energy powders and such, there is a big difference. And I honestly, on the chemistry side, I don't know exactly what the difference is, but we did a lot of research into what the energy blend looks like. And that's our energy blend is 100% of your B vitamins, L-theanine, and the Guaraná. And there's some, going into the science of a little bit, Red Bull did some initial studies, and they've got actually a lot of the work on the B vitamin stuff. Yeah. And linking that with energy, and they have Guaraná in some of their drinks as well. But for me personally, I tell a huge difference drinking a Bobelo peach mango is my favorite flavor, but a Bobelo peach mango versus almost any other name your energy drink. I feel the spike for me happens pretty fast, and then I have a hard time noticing when it really dies off.
Which is what it's supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
You shouldn't be like, woo, and then sleeping 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, most of the others you always get a crash. Like I mean, that caffeine's known for the crash. Energy drinks are known for the crash, and people, different brands promote their drink based on, we don't have a crash. Yeah. I've never noticed a crash with ours.
One of the things I like so much about Bobelo Energy is that a lot of these other energy drink companies, or in general like beverage companies, they find an ingredient that does something, like B vitamins, great example, and also they go, B vitamins does something, so let's just dump like a crap ton of B vitamins in this, and that's going to be what makes it work. Another company that I can think of is like the Zip Fizz, for example. Like it's got 130,000% B vitamins in one tube, and you're like, well, B vitamins is a water soluble vitamin, and as soon as you hit 100%, you just pee it all out of it. So that has no point at all whatsoever. It does nothing. But it's the same thing with all these other ingredients. They're like, well, this does a little bit of something, so let's just put 10 million milligrams in there, and magically it's going to make it even better. It's just not the case. Yeah. People don't need that. And what I love about you and how you develop things is like, hey, how can we make it healthy, but just the right amount of stuff? Like give them that little boost they need for B vitamins, or the vitamin D, which is another essential nutrient that most people are lacking. And we put vitamin D in everything because not enough is in the foods that we eat. So it's like we put exactly what a body needs, and then we say, hey, also have a balanced diet. Like go eat foods and vegetables and all the other things that will give you some of those other vitamins in a different format, and we're just kind of boosting you to the top, which is such a great thing. But really, the biggest thing I love about Bobelo is that you're making bubbles from nothing. Like the chemistry side, I'd love you to talk a little bit about that. But just making bubbles out of a powder is amazing.
Yeah, and that was a lot of fun to develop. One of the hardest reasons it took so long to develop Bobelo was we could get the chemistry side to work out. Yeah. There's a lot of different options you can do, and we can talk about that some other time in some good detail. But on your natural ingredients topic, so like the Guaraná, the B vitamins, B vitamins taste like vitamins. Like if you had a multivitamin, it tastes just like that. Guaraná tastes kind of like coffee, earthy-ish. Yeah, like it tastes like a plant, like kind of like you're eating bark. And a lot of people really like that flavor if you're used to it, but if you're not, if you're used to normal, fruity, really
super fake
candy-like energy drinks, that it really throws you off. So it took us a long time to try and cover that flavor up. Yeah. But we've been able to do it pretty well. I think you can still tell our energy line versus the non-energy line. There's still a difference there. Sure. And I don't know if we'll ever be able to totally cover it.
Or should we really have to, right? We're trying to make people get a better way to drink.
If we chose the other caffeine route, the anhydrous caffeine, we could cover it. Oh, yeah. Hands down, I know we could cover it. But we wanted to go that natural route and make sure that you get the natural caffeine with the B vitamins, the L-theanine, develop a really good profile, and then develop the flavor secondary. But the flavor it's a very close second. Yeah. It's still top tier. Yeah. But it took a long time to figure that flavor development out.
Well, the truth is, though, it tastes better to me. I mean, yes, I'm biased, of course, but if you go drink one side by side, you just feel healthier drinking our stuff. Like, this tastes better because I know it's not bad for me. And you can tell immediately when something's so fake and has so much like sucralose or aspartame, all these things that are so bad for you. I mean, we don't want to get into the science of it, but sucralose and aspartame and all those fake sweeteners that they use in these drinks are actually terrible for your intestinal gut bacteria, which is one of the things that helps you have a good, healthy immune system, a good brain chemical response. We don't need to get into all that today, but all those things they're putting in there are so bad. So it's really important for us to keep pushing on that path of natural and good for you and taste good simultaneously.
Yeah, we've really tried to push the... So our first 4 flavors were the stress line and the immune line, and then it took us a year of development of playing around different energy flavors.
A long time.
Yeah, we played around the Guaraná because we chose that to go with the Guaraná, the natural route, kind of early on, and we were trying around a bunch of different flavors. I mean, we can go back onto the R&D side of things at how many different flavors we've tried. We were kind of we were surprised the peach mango worked. The peach mango. So generally, you need a pretty strong flavor to cover the Guaraná,
natural ingredients,
to cover that the earthy tone on the back end. So we were pretty surprised that peach mango actually worked.
Okay,
and
hold on.
It still works pretty well.
Tell me, what's the back end?
Oh, the back end? Yeah. So you get into our lingo.
We become experts in this flavor stuff.
Yeah. So as much testing as we've done, we've kind of internally, at least we've kind of figured out our own way of tasting, at least. And for me personally, it works in a flavor taste works in 3 stages for me. So you have the first thing that hits you, kind of the first third of the flavor. That middle third of the flavor is probably the longest part. So it's the lingering. It's where you start to identify the flavors themselves, and then the last stage is what's that aftertaste. What stays in there long afterwards. You have carbonation in there. Sweetness gets all kind of bubbled together, but in general the flavor profile gets broken down like that. And so the Guaraná is really hard on that back end, on that last side, whereas sweetness hits you more at the beginning. And then that you identify the flavors in the middle. So peach mango somehow really covered that well, even though it's not a terribly strong flavor. Whereas black cherry, it's a much stronger flavor, and it also covers it up well. But then we added the cream aspect to kind of grab that tail end of it. It really helps cover that Guaraná. And we played with a million different flavors to try and find combinations that cover up the Guaraná well in all 3 of those areas.
And I love how you could completely nail those 3 areas of how important those are. I think a lot of people can inherently feel them when they taste something, but they don't think about it in that way. And what I want our customers to do is wow, I have that first part is the wow, right? It's that, wow, this is an amazing flavor. And then as it just sits there in your mouth, then they feel those bubbles start kind of rising up and tickling their taste buds and tickling the roof of your mouth. And it's kind of like, and then at the end, you swallow it and you're like, oh, that's refreshing. So it's kind of the wow, refreshing that I love that. And I want our customers to really feel that in every product we create. And that's why we spend so much time on these technical, how do we make sure it hits all those different levels of things, because we want people to feel all that. And if it was an ideal way of drinking, I would love for everyone to take it, make it, and then just take a sip, let it sit, and then swallow it. And so actually feel it. A lot of people just grab a Coke and just drink it down and they're done in 2 seconds. And I'm like, you got to feel it. You got to taste it. It's so much better that way when you have that.
Yeah, it's much more of an experience than most people think, I imagine. And for instance, we just tried to come out with 2 new energy flavors. And we got decent responses on them. But it's really interesting seeing how different people have just different palates and different experiences and different preferences to say that maybe they like the front end on this one, but then we make one change and it changes the entire profile. And so really honing that in with new energy flavors has been a lot of fun, and it's gonna be exciting to see where what flavors we can get to work with energy in the future.
Yeah, and I love the fact that we're trying to just change that industry. I mean, nobody else can carbonate a powder like we can. It just doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And the fact that we can use these natural ingredients and then make these amazing natural flavors on top of it carbonating. I mean, we don't talk enough about it, but the sustainability aspect of it, it's incredible how much. For every full truckload of our stuff, that's 17 truckloads of cans and bottled beverages off the road.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And that also makes it so it's more affordable for people. That's why our products, our energy drinks, you're normally paying, $2 or $2.50 for a can of Red Bull or whatever it is. You're getting ours for $1.50, even $1 on sale with coupons and other stuff like that. It's like, hey, you're not only improving your health, but you're making your wallet better, and you're not losing as much money on these drinks that are bad for you. So it's kind of, we built this like trifecta of great taste, great health, and great for your wallet, which I think if every customer knew about it, they'd be like, why do I drink anything else? Especially as we come out with new flavors. And the fact that we engage with our customers and ask them, hey, what flavors do you want to see? And then we literally went and created those flavors. Peach mango and black cherry were the top flavors that our customers asked for, and we went and made it for them, which we'll keep doing on a continuous basis.
Yeah, so it'll be exciting to see what energy flavors we come out with next and see where things go. I mean, we're going to have lots of different discussions like this. And I mean, the carbonation we can talk all sorts about, and the sweeteners.
Fun
and
stories.
I mean, even just how things started. But we're really interested to see how our energy progresses.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, I just want to leave with try it out. Just go try the flavors, but let it sit there. Enjoy it, savor it. Don't make life so rushed that you can't savor and enjoy things, because that's really what we're trying to create, is something that you can enjoy and you can drink on a daily basis, that you feel proud to be a part of that lifestyle, because we're doing something that's so good for the environment, for you as a person, and also for your taste buds.